Hook, when you think of Egypt, what captivates you most? The colossal pyramids standing proudly in the desert, or the enigmatic Sphinx with its timeless gaze? The surprising truth is that this land holds the richest archaeological treasures on the planet. Deep within the land of eternity lie tales of faith, power, and myth, each monument whispering an unresolved secret. Ahead of you is where it all begins, the nexus of past and present, leading us into a world of immortal wonders. Egyptian civilization forged along the majestic Nile is one of the most brilliant ancient civilizations, leaving an indelible mark across space and time. Starting as small city-states by approximately 3100 BCE, this land unified into a single kingdom, experiencing three great periods of prosperity, the Old, Middle, and New Kingdoms interspersed with periods of upheaval. Under the rule of pharaohs, kings who wielded both earthly power and were revered as gods, politics, religion, and daily life merged into a unified whole. With hieroglyphic writing, sophisticated mathematics, and precise astronomy, Egypt shaped a glorious culture, leaving behind mysteries that humanity continues to seek answers for. Luxor, once known as ancient Thebes, was the heart of Egypt during the Middle and New Kingdoms. For centuries, it served as the empire's capital, a city where gods were honored, pharaohs reigned, and monuments were built from stone to defy eternity. Today, Luxor remains a treasure trove of temples and tombs, each whispering stories of power and devotion. Located in the center is Luxor Temple. The temple was built to honor the gods Amun-Mut and Khonsu, and show the Egyptian people's respect for the supreme beings. Luxor Temple has a very special architecture. The columns and buildings are built of limestone. The buildings are decorated with stone carvings and extremely sophisticated motifs. At night, when the yellow light shines on the columns and giant statues, the temple comes to life, echoing the footsteps of ancient festivals that once took place on the wide Sphinx Avenue. Just north of Luxor lies Karnak, the largest religious complex ever built. Stepping into Karnak is like entering a forest of stone. Colossal columns soar skyward, their surfaces carved with hymns of praise to the gods and tales of triumph. The hypostyle hall alone, with its seemingly endless array of pillars, overwhelms visitors with a sense of divine scale. Here rituals were performed to ensure the balance of the cosmos, and sacred scarabs symbolized the eternal cycle of life and rebirth. Even now, the ruins of Karnak radiate an aura of mysticism, as if the gods have never truly departed. The West Bank conceals the Valley of the Kings, carved into desolate cliffs. Dozens of tombs are interred here, the final resting places of Egypt's most powerful monarchs. Inside, vibrant murals guide pharaohs through the afterlife, filled with protective spells and images of rebirth. Tutankhamun's tomb, discovered almost intact, continues to fuel legends of curses and untold secrets. Alexandria was founded in 331 BCE by Alexander the Great, the greatest king in ancient world history. A place where Egyptian traditions intersected with Greek philosophy and Roman ambition. At the heart of Alexandria's legend was the Great Library of Alexandria, once believed to house hundreds of thousands of scrolls containing the entirety of human knowledge. Although the library was destroyed by fire and time, its memory endures, inspiring the modern Bibliotheca Alexandrina, an impressive glass and granite structure gazing out to sea, as if reaffirming its ancient role as a beacon of knowledge. Another marvel linked to the city was the Pharos of Alexandria, the magnificent lighthouse counted among the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which stood for centuries before being destroyed by an earthquake. Today, divers can still glimpse its remnants beneath the waves, while digital recreations evoke its former grandeur. Alexandria balances this legendary past with a vibrant present. Along the Corniche coastline, cafes buzz with chatter, fishermen cast their nets, and the sea breeze carries the scent of salt and history. On the western edge of Cairo, where the modern city gives way to the desert, a world wonder emerges: the Giza plateau. Here 3 pyramids stand majestically against time, enduring symbols of ambition and belief, continuing to shape Egypt's ancient legacy. The Great Pyramid of Khufu dominates the landscape, with its massive stone blocks fitted with astonishing precision. Stepping inside, you enter a labyrinth of sloping corridors and hidden chambers, spaces that feel more like thresholds between worlds than mere rooms. The king's chamber, with its granite sarcophagus, belonged to Pharaoh Khufu, who reigned during Egypt's Old Kingdom. Nearby, the Pyramid of Khafre rises in harmony, marked by traces of its original smooth casing at the summit. Its presence exudes a sense of both majesty and protection, especially with the great Sphinx reclining before it, as if guarding the plateau's secrets. The Sphinx, carved from a single block of limestone, bears the body of a lion and the face of a king. However, what fascinates visitors most is not just its scale, but its characteristic silence. The long-lost nose has sparked countless stories. Was it eroded by time, or intentionally removed to erase a legacy that remains an unsolved mystery? The smallest of the trio, the Pyramid of Menkaure, completes this monumental complex. Modest in scale but exquisite in design, it whispers of succession of a dynasty asserting its place both on earth and in the sky. Ancient Egyptians believed that after death, they would be resurrected and continue their journey in heaven. For this very reason, the construction of these magnificent pyramids became a crucial part of their culture and beliefs. Leaving the stillness of the Giza desert behind, the journey leads to Cairo, Egypt's vast capital and cultural heart. Dubbed Mother of the World, this city is a vibrant mosaic where centuries of history blend with the tireless energy of the present. The streets are filled with the incessant honking of taxi horns, vendors carrying trays of bread, and children weaving through crowds. Ancient mosques and Ottoman minarets stand proudly beside modern skyscrapers, creating a skyline that is both chaotic and poetic. In the labyrinthine Khan el-Khalili Bazaar, merchants call out in dozens of languages, their stalls overflowing with pyramids of spices, hand-woven carpets, and shimmering brass lanterns. Amidst this bustling life, Cairo also preserves its greatest treasure, the Egyptian Museum. Within its walls shines the golden mask of Tutankhamun, radiating timeless beauty. Around it, thousands of artifacts, amulets, papyrus scrolls, and sarcophagi revealed the daily lives and eternal dreams of pharaohs and their subjects. Wandering through the galleries is not like visiting a museum, but stepping into a story depicted over 5 millennia. At night, Cairo transforms. Cafes twinkle, with lantern-light conversations linger until dawn, and the scent of shisha wafts through the streets. The minarets glow softly against the sky, the city possessing a timeless beauty, both modern and ancient. Leaving the bustle of Cairo behind the road south leads to a quieter but no less fascinating chapter in Egyptian history, Dahshur. Unlike Giza, Dahshur whispers of the experiments, ambitions, and trial and error that shaped the art of pyramid building. The most striking structure is Sneferu's bent pyramid, surprising with its shape, rising at a steep angle before suddenly softening halfway up, as if the very stone itself changed its mind. Some say the architects realized their calculations were flawed. Others believe it was a deliberate adjustment to prevent collapse. Whatever the truth, the result is a structure unlike any other, a rare glimpse into the learning process of a civilization pushing the boundaries of stone and imagination. Not far away is the Red Pyramid, Sneferu's second attempt, and the world's first true flat-sided pyramid. Its red limestone glows brilliantly under the desert sun, and walking through its narrow passages, you feel as if you are entering the blueprint that created Giza. Here, the lessons from the bent pyramid were resolved, paving the way for Khufu's massive masterpiece. The Nile River is not just a river, it is the very lifeblood of Egypt. As Lisa Saladino-Haney once wrote, "Without the Nile, there would be no Egypt." With 94% of the country covered by desert, this single waterway has sustained life for over 5 millennia. Viewed from a satellite, Egypt appears as a vast canvas of white sand, interspersed only by a vibrant green ribbon in the fertile valley created by the Nile. Its waters possess an almost supernatural beauty, Sometimes they gleam with a striking turquoise reminiscent of the Mediterranean itself. Villages cling to the riverbanks, palm groves sway gently in the breeze, and farmers still tend their fields as their ancestors did thousands of years ago. The river is not just geography. It is a continuum carrying the pulse of an ancient civilization into the present. However, the Nile's allure is not just practical, but also mystical. At sunset, as the desert mountains glow red and gold, the river transforms into a shimmering mirror of light. And in the memory of this land, stories of the Nile crocodile creatures, once revered as manifestations of the god Sobek, still linger, imbuing the river with both awe and curiosity. On the southern edge of Egypt, where the desert meets Lake Nasser, Abu Simbel stands a masterpiece carved into living rock, defying both time and nature. Built by Ramses II over 3,000 years ago, the twin temples rise from the cliff face with a power that still takes visitors' breath away. The Great Temple of Ramses II features 4 colossal statues of the pharaoh enthroned on its facade, each nearly 20 meters tall, gazing into the distance with timeless majesty. Although the head of one statue fell due to an ancient earthquake, the monument's grandeur endures. Beneath the pharaoh's likeness are smaller statues of Queen Nefertari and their children, symbols of a dynasty etched in stone. Stepping through the threshold, visitors enter symmetrical halls with ossurid pillars and walls vibrant with carvings, living scenes of military triumph. Sacred rituals, and Ramses himself as both king and god. But what truly makes Abu Simbel extraordinary is its dance with the sun. Twice a year, on February 22nd and October 22nd, the rising sun pierces through the temple's entrance and illuminates the inner sanctuary, shining upon the statues of Ramses and the gods seated in the shrine. Only Ptah, the god of the underworld, remains in shadow, a cosmic arrangement reflecting both precision and symbolism. To witness this moment is to stand at the intersection of astronomy devotion and architectural genius. Beside the Great Temple is the smaller but no less moving temple of Nefertari, Ramses' beloved queen. This is one of the rare monuments in Egypt where a woman is depicted on par with the pharaoh, an eternal tribute carved in stone. Abydos, an ancient city, and the 8th nome of Upper Egypt. Long before Luxor was built, Egyptians came here to honor Osiris, the god of death and rebirth. Resting in Abydos meant securing a place beside the divine, and for centuries it drew kings, priests, and pilgrims seeking closeness to the afterlife. At the heart of the site is the Temple of Seti Thophen, where art and devotion intertwine. The temple walls are vibrant with intricate reliefs. Pharaohs offering sacrifices, gods granting blessings, scenes so finely carved that they remain among Egypt's greatest treasures. Within these halls is the famous Abydos King List, a record of dynasties stretching back to ancient times. Yet mysteries remain. Some strange hieroglyphs, eroded but unmistakable, have sparked much debate. Are they merely coincidences, or do they reflect images of lost knowledge? Just behind Seti's temple is the enigmatic Osirian. Built deep underground with massive stone blocks and naturally seeping water, the chamber feels more like a cosmic shrine than an architectural construction. Many believe it symbolizes the tomb of Osiris himself, where the soul is imagined to begin its journey of rebirth. When traveling in Egypt, it's hard to miss the desert roads, and among them, the White Desert near the Siwa Oasis is one of the most distinctive landscapes. Over millions of years, wind and sand have sculpted soft limestone into bizarre formations. Some rise like giant mushrooms, others resemble animals or towers scattered across the flat plains. During the day, the landscape here is so brilliant, it feels like stepping onto the moon. As dusk falls, vibrant orange and crimson light spreads across the white rocks, transforming the desert into a dreamlike scene of shifting colors. And when night descends, the landscape changes once more. The sky opens up to a dazzling arch of stars so brilliant that the silence feels alive, broken only by the whisper of wind across the sands. In stark contrast to Egypt's vast deserts, the Red Sea at Sharm el-Sheikh unveils a panorama where myth and nature intertwine. According to the book of Exodus, this was the sea where Moses raised his staff, and the waters parted, creating a dry passage for the Israelites to flee Pharaoh's army. As the path closed behind them, swallowing their pursuers, that moment was not just a spectacular escape, but a timeless symbol of faith, liberation, and the triumph of hope against seemingly insurmountable odds. Through centuries, the image of towering walls of water has persisted in religious tradition and imagination, making the Red Sea the backdrop for one of humanity's most powerful survival stories. But even without miracles, the Red Sea continues to amaze. Beneath its shimmering surface lies one of Earth's most vibrant marine ecosystems. Schools of colorful fish swim among coral reefs, while graceful sea turtles and stingrays glide effortlessly through the clear waters, offering a sense of almost divine tranquility. Above the waves, the spectacle is no less captivating. The sea transforms, with each day pale blue at dawn, rich emerald green at midday, and fiery red as the sun sets behind the desert cliffs. All remind the observer that its beauty is both eternal The Temple of Edfu, one of the most remarkably preserved temples in Egypt, is among the best preserved ancient monuments in Egypt. Located in the city of Edfu, on the west bank of the Nile, between Luxor and Aswan. The temple dedicated to Horus, the falcon-headed god, is a testament to the architectural and artistic excellence of the Ptolemaic period. Colossal pylons carved with massive reliefs of Horus in battle, his wings spread as if guarding the entrance. In the vast courtyard and shaded hypo-style hall, thousands of hieroglyphs cover every surface. They are not just decoration, but stories, the endless struggle between Horus and Seth. Light against chaos, protection against destruction. Unlike other temples, Edfu bears a distinct human touch. Inscriptions depict grand festivals once held here, where priests carried the sacred bark of Horus along the river, reenacting his victories. Nestled on the serene waters of the Nile, near Aswan, Philae Island hosts one of Egypt's most captivating treasures. The Temple of Isis, goddess of magic, motherhood, and rebirth. Philae's beauty is expressed in the wall reliefs depicting Isis as a divine mother, cradling her son Horus, gentle scenes contrasting with monumental depictions of kings offering sacrifices to the gods. As dusk falls, the temple glows golden, its columns reflecting on the river. In those moments, Philae seems to hover between heaven and earth, past and present. Dahab is where the desert meets the sea, located on the southeastern coast of the Sinai Peninsula. It wears a wild beauty, reflecting warm colors shimmering under the sun. Along the coast, cafes and guest houses line the promenade, their simple charm blending perfectly into the peaceful setting. Fishermen still mend their nets at dawn, while the gentle call to prayer drifts over the water, reminding visitors that this is not just a destination, but a vibrant community. Dahab reveals its greatest secret, some of the world's most enchanting and captivating dive sites. The Blue Hole, a natural underwater sinkhole with its mysterious depths and impressive coral walls of every hue, attracts not only professional divers, but also beginners. Siwa Oasis, a place that seems to be suspended between myth and reality. Surrounded by endless stretches of golden sand, this isolated paradise is one of Egypt's most private and charming beauty. In the center of the oasis, lush green palm date and olive groves sway gently in the desert breeze. Their green creates a striking contrast with the vast arid sand dunes that surround the oasis, as if nature itself had created this haven for vibrant life. Behind the palm trees are saltwater lakes that sparkle under the desert sun. Depending on the time of day, the water takes on a different beauty. Especially at sunset, the lakes turn into mirrors of fire and gold, reflecting the dim light in an almost divine scene. across the oasis villages, built from kershef, a mixture of clay, salt, and mud blend seamlessly with the desert. The ruins of Shali, an ancient fortress town, stand like a weathered sandcastle, its crumbling walls whispering tales of endurance and survival. No less enchanting is the legacy of the Temple of Amun, whose oracle once lured Alexander the Great to Siwa. Here he was proclaimed son of a god, forever tying Siwa to the fate of empires. Though only individual ruins remain, they carry a mystical aura of sanctity, connecting the silence of the desert with the sounds of the past. And Egypt, a country rich in history and natural beauty, offers visitors a magical journey. From exploring world-class pyramids to ancient museums and wild yet mystical landscapes, each destination carries its unique charm, where ancient history and modern culture intertwine. We hope this journey has provided you with knowledge and fond memories of Egypt's extraordinary beauty.